But I've never seen a long dick that was small.
That didn't intimidate you or look appealing.
No, I'm saying like you saying like how you could still have a long dick, but it can be small if it's like I guess the girth doesn't
or
match.
it could seem like smaller than what it is basically.
I mean, when it's girthy, it does seem bigger. Yeah, it does seem bigger. I see what you mean, but at the same time, like it all can be pleasurable, even small penises.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought this with somebody, or I think I said this to them. They disagreed, but I said that I was focusing on just giving head. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Using toys while giving head. I just wanted to focus on or like accomplish that type of stuff because I feel like I know for me personally, if I get really good head, then automatically like I know the sex is gonna be good because I'm shit like I don't know, like I just feel like if you give a girl really good head, you make her come and all that, make her just super happy, she's gonna suck the fuck out your dick, ride your dick. She is gonna make you happy because you made her so happy, you made her come, all that stuff. But if you give a girl so dick or just regular dick, then you should expect regular shit back from her. So I don't know. I just feel like you can have a small penis. You can have a small penis, but give really good head and really please a woman, and she will say that she loves your sex. She loves your dick, all of that, even as it's small, whatever. Like she's gonna enjoy it because you made her pussy wet. You made her pussy walls and everything like really conscious of the fact that hey, like this nigga is sitting here. It's a pleasing ass nigga out there, so Dad's like, yeah, like for sure. If a nigga make you come, however he make you come, if he fuck you, he make you come, eat you out, if you come just from giving him head or whatever, like yeah, that definitely makes size and all these other details irrelevant. Like she loves you, period. She's enjoying herself, period.
I mean, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Shit. I'm not even gonna lie. I agree. Cause there's been plenty of times where I fucked with a dude and he might have not had like a big, but that mouth game was superb. It was like I feel like the ultimate goal is really to be pleased.
Yeah.
And to come. And so if you do a little, you know what I'm saying, if you got a recipe where like some guys who may have smaller penises, where you give a game head and then follow up with some penetration and she come, or she come through the head and she come again, you did your job.
Yeah.
For sure.
You feel like that'd be small guys' agenda, or are you saying it should be?
No. I mean, I feel like it should be every guy's agenda to please the woman, to be, to please.
1 out of 10, how common is it? How common have you identified that that's a man's agenda?
What?
1 out of 10.
I mean, agenda for what?
Agenda to please. If there's 10 guys, how many of them?
10 guys? Yeah. How many did I? What, I'm sorry.
If there's 10 guys, how many of them would have that agenda in your mind?
In my mind, okay, I see what you're saying.
Whether it's from your personal experience or you could broaden it.
From my personal experience, I would say 3 out of 7. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Yes. So out of the 10 men, 7 wouldn't be aimed to please. They're more about getting pleased. They're more about. But that's based off of my experience.
Chris was a. Would you say he was a pleaser?
No.
No.
No. I haven't really been to it with too many pleasers. But I have been with pleasers. I mean, you're a pleaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like, in my experience, guys like wanting to, it's about them. It's like about, they're not aiming to please me, I'm aiming to please them.
Oh, well, then it's not a bad thing in that aspect.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, like, when I used to do that, I mean, I'm not saying I used to, but I'm kind of now where I got a good experience of both. I know what I like, so it's changed a little bit. But when I did please, it aroused me, you know. So, but I feel like at the end of the day, I mean, now I could do both, but I think I really prefer someone submissive, like pleasing me. I think I prefer that right now.
Yeah, I heard you say that before.
Like, because I feel like there's going to be times where I'm going to reciprocate the same energy. Because I mean, obviously, I still do like pleasing, but it's just I like the reciprocation of it.
What did you like about Marcus's intimacy?
I feel like he was a pleaser, but let's see, he was a pleaser, and I just felt like our intimacy was different, where I felt like it was more genuine. So it was a lot more touching, that affection.
I feel like you complained to me initially about that. You said initially that he wasn't. I think you said, I don't know. I feel like you said initially he wasn't, like you enjoyed the sex, but you wanted it to be more.
The thing is, I did want it to be more. I did want it to be more, but more so of like the kiss. We didn't really kiss a lot. And I understand that, because me and him talked about it, like we're not really kissers anyways, but I guess because the way I felt about him, like I wanted that part. But I do feel like at some point he kind of died down a little bit on it, because when you do stuff like that, you're bonding with someone, and things, it's only natural to feel some type of way. And I feel like he didn't want to, like he kind of wanted to block that. And so it kind of limit that, but he was always like rubbing on me and shit.
Like during sex and stuff?
Yeah.
Before, after, whatever?
Yeah, like it just like, he used to kind of surprise me, because I'd be like, where is this coming from? It just be like, because I know at this point, I'm like understanding the nature of our relationship, where I could tell sometimes he wanted to go all the way with me, but because he had other things going on, having a child's mother and the dynamics of that, that we could be limited in our relationship. So it'd be like no point of like really getting serious, like putting your all into
Too vulnerable.
Yeah.
Sexually, or just in general.
But he stopped doing my stuff. But yeah, I remember that time. I felt like.
You felt like he was the one?
No, I never felt like he was the one. I knew he wasn't. I knew he wasn't the one. So I was that was another reason why I was okay with being with him, because I knew that we were for a season, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's where I failed to see most of my relationships. It's like understanding like this is a season thing. I mean, the thing is, I do want to be with someone that it's just not just a season, but it's levels to this. And some people get it, in high school. Some people don't. And you just gotta just go with the flow of life. Like, just understand and accept things for what they are. And if you don't want to accept them, change them. But yeah, so I would like to. And another thing with me and Marcus, we have really good sex, but I wanted to do more. I was more freakier than him, like, and like I feel like maybe he could have went there, but because we couldn't really go all the way there, it just stopped at a certain point. But I still feel like I mean, we just did a lot. We had a lot of sex, but it was more like bed and couch sex, like house sex, and sometimes I just want to do something different, you know, like, and then also too, like, he wasn't a person who liked lingerie, and I like lingerie, and it's not that he didn't like it, but I like motherfuckers who do like it, you know what I'm saying, like, and he could have talked more during sex, maybe, but I mean, all in all, you know, you can't get everything you want, you know, so it's like, I mean, you could, but, you know, you don't always get that, so you gotta just work with what you have.
Unless you're controlling, make a motherfucker do it.
Right. And that's like...
Say your name is Chris.
Chris is bogus
Say
as
your name is
fuck.
Chris.
Chris is bogus as fuck. Like, when I think about it, it was just the whole... I think what really sold Chris for me, my mind at the time. My mind at the time wanted to settle down and get a good guy and, like, on paper...
taking no for an answer.
No, it's not even that. And, you know, I had just got out of a relationship with Trevor. And, you know, I was just kind of I was lonely. And I just was like, you know, for some reason I made up my mind at this time I should be on my verge of, you know, meeting someone and getting to know them and, you know, being boyfriend and getting married and have, you know, just like the steps of that. And, you know, when I initially met Chris, like when I started conversing with him, I didn't even take him seriously at all. Like I already seen him before. Well, I didn't see him, like his face, but I did see his
profile,
his dick.
Yeah.
And I didn't even, like, this was like years prior to like this happening. This was like years ago. But it was this one particular picture that he had, I was like, I've seen that. So when I initially reached out or said anything to him on POF, it was more like clowning, like, you know, like, I'm not, you know how like they say curiosity killed the cat. So what they don't tell you, satisfaction brought it back. So it was kind of like, I was just like, I don't know, just like clowning in a sense. Like, I'm gonna just see what he gonna say type shit. I didn't have any plans on even meeting this man at all. Like, not even taking anything past the fucking app, to be honest. And then when he had gave me his number, I'm like, let me see what this shit gonna be corny, because I always have a story for something too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I like that. Like, I like sometimes saying like, let me see, you know. And I just remember talking on the phone with him, and it was literally nothing I thought it was gonna be at all. Like, I thought he was gonna be some corny dude talking about sex, how he could whatever, blah blah blah. He was like totally opposite. It was just like, okay, this guy's fucking smart. Like, he's smart as fuck. Like, he really is a smart ass person. Like, very intelligent and educated, but he's immature too. He's very immature. So it's like, and he was a good looking guy. I mean, now he doesn't look the same. Like, he let himself go bad.
I mean, that's what happens when you have 2 kids.
Is it? Because you didn't let yourself go?
I mean, hanging by a fucking thread, literally.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Hanging by a thread. Why you think I started riding bikes and shit?
Oh my God.
I had to realize this is a long race.
You just throw that on the couch.
This is a long race. It's an old man's race. I am not trying to run with these fucking 20-year-olds. I'm trying to race and shit. I'm on the bikes. I'm doing 5K runs and shit.
Looking good as hell. Okay. Got
No,
2 sons that
I'm
look just
excited
like
about that. I'm
you.
excited about keep on biking. It's not gonna be an instant like, oh yeah, I'm fucking sure. It's gonna be over time, over the next few months. I'm gonna see the slight changes, and I think it's gonna fit my haircut and my look a little better. And I can't wait
That
for it.
haircut looks good on you, and your glasses are just
Thanks.
perfect.
I just when they cut it too, I was like, don't try to make me look good. I was like, I don't want no edge up. I don't want all that fucking crispy shit, cause I don't want all that. Cause y'all push niggas hairlines back, y'all change niggas hair. Just cut. That's my fault. I had a lot of hair, Tish.
Right.
I just want you to cut it. Just cut it, get me down to a manageable level, then I'll come back. That's what I told him. So I was like, I'm gonna come back later on for it to clean it up, but I just want to get it cut. So hopefully I can lower it down, or just maybe I can grow it out a little bit more. I don't know, but I mean, it's cool right now. I don't love it, but I mean, I'm working
good
there.
though.
Thanks for getting there. I feel like I would look like I've never cared about I've never interpreted myself based on my face or my hair and stuff, because I feel like it's not.
What do you
Like you see some girls like, oh my god, like their waves are busting, or their hair is this, or his eyebrows. Like that's not me. So like I rely on everything, like my body, my skin, taking good care of my skin.
Cause your skin looks so smooth.
My stroke, my legs, just everything about me. You feel me?
And that shows. I mean, it really shows.
Yeah, so that's what I want to rely on, and I need to work on that. I need to work on my torso. I feel like just by riding bikes, I mean, it works your legs, your hips, your center of gravity, all of that. And I don't know. But I do know I like eating ass, though. I do know that. I don't need to ride a bike for that. For nothing.
Hold on. What? Hold on. Did you just say you like eating ass, and then you just talked about the bike again?
I said I don't need to ride a bike for that.
Oh, but okay.
Like I don't need to exercise that or nothing. That's just something I know is in me.
Oh my goodness.
The water be good.
I need to buy some more. I don't got no more bottles. That was the last one. I'm sorry, but I do have.
Thanks for this one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was just saying yeah when you asked me if I wanted something.
Yeah, because I always, that's just like etiquette. Like, if somebody come over, you gotta offer them something to drink.
Yeah, I'll probably offer you wine if you come to my house.
Wine? I always drink wine. Once again, I'm not a drinker like that, Paulie. I keep telling you that. But I'm just saying, you always talk about, and I ain't even trying to get in your business. Let me not even say it, but I'm gonna say it anyways because I already went there. It just seems like you're pretty satisfied, with your, I don't even know your child's mother. I don't know if y'all together sometimes. I don't even know. I just, but
yeah, we was working. I wanted to be with her. And I don't know, like temporary stuff, but I wanted to be with her and make it a commitment and not like a for the moment thing.
Right.
That's what I was trying to do.
I mean,
but you said you felt satisfied with what, the sex or?
No, hold on. Before that. So, did you feel like that before she got pregnant again, or did you feel like that after that?
I always wanted to be with her. I always wanted to be with her. As far as us working on that and like taking that serious, that didn't happen. I'm not gonna say until she had a baby. I won't say that. I mean, the baby did come with that, but I wasn't taking it serious until she we talked about COVID happened, and we talked about moving in together, like getting a place that we were just gonna live in together, and you know what I'm saying, team up together on everything. That's why I moved in that new house. So that's what it was. Once she agreed to that, it wasn't just her agreeing to the house thing. It was like us talking about what it's gonna be like living with each other, like what it's gonna be like.
Y'all building. I mean, at this, you know what I'm saying, like.
Yeah, when we discussed
take
that,
us to the next level.
When we discussed that, it seemed like when we said that that's the level we are playing and stuff, and it seemed kind of awkward and corny initially, like when we were like trying to, like literally fresh when COVID happened, we were like trying to find. We got all this time on our hands trying to figure out. One was trying to like make sure we was still good on rent and stuff because unemployment and stuff like that wasn't in effect at this point when COVID first happened. Like I literally moved in that house like the first week of COVID or whatever. And I had to because my lease was up at my last place and I wasn't staying there because they was trying to violate me for having more than one person living there in the first place. You know they did like if you have one bedroom, you're only supposed to have one person living in the house, like one human. Like if you got kids, like they violated me for they fined me $500 for each of my kids. They did, I swear. Like and then, I mean.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear. I mean, they didn't do it. Listen, they didn't do it initially. Like they said, if you want other people living with you, put them on a lease. That's all they said. So the way they found out, I guess officially that they was there is I emailed them about putting them on a lease because I was going to stay there. I was like, I would like to put my 2 kids and my son's mom on a lease. And they were like, oh, we'll love to do that or whatever, but you know, from what you're telling us, you know, you're violating this code and this ordinance and stuff. I'm just like, what? I was like, bro, so you're telling me I got one bedroom, I can only have one room. I really couldn't believe it. I went up there and everything. I'm like, I got this email, you know what I'm saying? I got this email saying, you know, that like I'm getting these fines or whatever.
That's
for
crazy.
My kids and stuff, and I was like, it's gotta be a mistake. And they were like, oh no, it's one person per bedroom, and I'm just like,
I didn't even move them in yet.
I'm
bitch.
just like,
what the fuck?
No, but I even said I'm just like, I'm just like, so how do you expect a family? If somebody can only afford a 1-bedroom apartment, a family, like, and then you're finding them thousands of dollars for the fact that they are a family, like I don't.
War on poverty is to keep the people down, man.
I don't get that.
They want to keep.
But if that was solid, then like half the population would be homeless. They wouldn't have a place to stay if these violations are all of that. And
most places don't even do that shit though. That's crazy.
Yeah, they did that shit, and that's what I had to go. I'm like, the fuck, how can I feel comfortable? I got 2 kids, and at any moment, they already violated me. They might try to evict me for some shit or do some shit on my record to where I can't get another place for my kids. Like, what the fuck? So I was just like, nope, never staying in a double or none of that shit ever again. House. I'm renting houses from now on. That's it. That's it. And if I gotta do it with somebody else, so be it. You know, for financial reasons, so be it. Shit, I'm not looking for a rent right now, but I'm trying to run. I mean, it's fresh still, so I'm trying to like see what my options are, or see. I'm not trying to see what my options are, honestly. I'm open to having rent, but I'm not looking for nothing. I don't have anybody in mind. I don't have anybody in mind. But that'd be nice if like I had like not like a rebound girl, but if there was a girl who I was actually playing with on the side or messing with, and then boom, now my son's mom I was like, oh cool, now I could kick it with her more. You know, she probably want to be over and stay over anyway, but obviously that'd be perfect for me having a babysitter, all kinds of stuff, me being able to find better work or more consistent work. But I'm not tripping about it right now. I'm cool. Like I got paid from the club tonight. It was nice. A little check.
That's good.
And I'm gonna take it one day at a time.
I mean, that's all you can do, especially with this pandemic. Like, you gotta take it one day at a time.
I gotta think further ahead. I mean, if I get to rent, if there's ever a month that I get to rent and I can't pay rent, then so be it. I'm gonna deal with that one day at a time and try to bounce back from it or whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna lose my crib or nothing like that. I mean, I had a crib for 3 years prior to this, so I feel like I'm doing a cool job as far as protecting my rental history and stuff. I mean, I'm cool. I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing. But what was just the point? Oh yeah. So to answer your question, wow, I went over in circles. To answer your question, no, it was moving in the house that basically I feel like put me and my son's mom in an environment where we were like, okay, you know, if we living together, we invested in this house and we spending a lot of time together during COVID, like we should definitely be able to accomplish the relationship that we've always wanted. And what that means is we should be able to talk endlessly about trust or talk endlessly about just being honest and stuff. Or not even just talk about it, but just being honest. It should give us time to do different activities together, like cooking or just doing stuff. You know, walking the kids to the park together as a family. Just doing whatever, just doing what families and people like that are supposed to do. So like I said, it was awkward at first because it seemed like we were doing it like premeditatedly and stuff like that, and not just like original and stuff and natural. But after a while, it was like, okay, we are doing it natural. And then after a while, she didn't, like I said, she got into that space where she just wanted to do her own thing, and then me trying to continue this, oh, we're going to build trust thing, or we're going to build honesty thing, we're going to spend more time together thing. I feel like that kind of annoyed her because she was just like, bro, like chill, like, you know, I'm chilling right now and stuff. And she was saying it in different ways, which confused me, but to this day, it's not, oh, I don't want to be with you, oh, I changed my mind type shit. It's just I feel like something changed within her. Whether it's maybe she wasn't ready for a relationship, or maybe her seeing hints of her about to have a commitment, or having 2 kids and a family, and just that toll being taken on her. Maybe that sparked something in her that made her want to just like do her own thing for a bit, or maybe it made her unhappy, or maybe it challenged her a little bit because she's just like shocked that she has 2 kids and this house and this guy who like essentially she's gonna have to deal with forever. Like, I don't know. That's a lot for a young woman to take in. Like, there's young women like her who talk about wanting to have that and stuff, and I feel like they're talking about it because they don't have it. Like, they don't have that, but they're like, oh yeah, I would love to have a family and kids. I can't wait for that day, and they're posting about it, but they don't have it, so they don't know what it's like. They don't know how they're gonna react, or if that's really what they want. A lot of people want stuff just because they don't have it. So, and when people do have stuff, it takes a lot. Just like rich people, it takes a lot to be rich. It takes a lot to manage that and make the right decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
Why a lot of people with money don't make good decisions. So, yeah, I don't think, you know, I'm not taking how she's acting right now, her separating from me, personally towards
y'all's relationship.
Yeah, or what's between us. I do take it personally a bit, because I feel like part of who I am, or part of what we were building during these times, that's where I'm supposed to step in. That's where I'm supposed to be included for sure and stuff like why would I want you to go through this on your own? Why would I want you to go through this? Let's say you complete this and you get over and all. Like, why would I want to miss the details of that? Why, and what you're gonna continue trying to build me after? And I don't fucking understand what you went through, because you didn't let me in on it, or I'm not included. You're separated from me. So how can I go forward with you with confidence? How can I go forward with you feeling like I really do know who you are, or I really do trust you? Like, I can't. So I take it personal in that aspect, but
do you think you can overcome that though at some point?
Overcome not the fact that I'm not included in this process?
No, about how going forward after that. Like, You said like I can't trust you. Like, do you think that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I would want to, but now that I'm mentioning it, I'm just saying like the type of shit that I really want to be on relationship wise, which is like we're really like really close, like you can finish my sentences type shit, or there's nothing going on that you can't tell me about, or not that you can't. There's nothing going on that you don't want to tell me about. Like when stuff happens, like you wanna run and tell your closest friend or closest whoever it is, like you can't wait to tell them. What the fuck? You can't wait.
This is facts.
So that's what I'm on. And so the fact that I really do, like, that's what I see for me accomplishing a true committed relationship, having, that's what I see in the partner. Well, not the partner, both of us. That's what I see within the relationship that I'm trying to accomplish. The true one, not just, okay, this is what we're going to do. Like, no, that's how I feel like it should be, and that's what I want for the rest of my life. So, considering that, I don't see how I could go forward in a committed relationship with her, if I'm not included in this. Or maybe I don't need to be included right now. Maybe, like, there's a next step for me to be included, or there's a next step, I don't know. But thinking about it right now, I couldn't. And me bringing that up would probably annoy her. She wouldn't like it. It would seem like I'm a Debbie Downer, like I'm talking shit, or like nothing can ever be good enough, or whatever. That's how it was seen. But to me, it's like, it's right. Like, it's valid. It's not a little thing. It's a big deal. Like, we're talking, this little thing adds up in everyday life that you're spending with somebody who you live with and do everything else with, and wipe your kids' asses with, and buy everything with. And it's a lot of little bits of shit that fucking add up. Just like all the shit that you bought in this bitch. You didn't have none of this shit before, and now you got all of this shit. Like, it's a lot. Them books probably didn't cost that much. All of this little stuff, this mirror didn't cost that much, I know. A lot of stuff didn't cost that much, but it's a lot of money in this fucking house.
Right, because that shit adds up.
Yeah. And it's important. That couch is really important. Everything has its purpose. No matter how little or big it is. So, yeah, you not being comfortable enough to have me be a part of your mental process, or mental rehabilitation, or whatever it is, trauma. That's a big deal. Because what you're saying is it's not, I mean, yes, is it just this right now? Yes, but what you're saying is that in the future, when things happen, whether it's things as serious as this, or not as serious, when things like this happen, important things happen like this, like, I'm not going to be a factor. And that's going to affect our relationship. You're going to be having this whole thing going on, and I'm just going to be there. Like, our kids could be about to go to college, and boom, you're off doing some other shit, or you're off in a whole nother world, and I'm sitting here standing next to our boys ready to get in the car to take them to a college trip, and you're on some other shit. Like, that's a big fucking deal. Like, you wouldn't even feel like a family at that point. They wouldn't feel like you're being their mom at that point. They wouldn't feel like you're supporting them. So that's a big deal. And that's far as fuck. That's fucking, I'm just saying, that was just an example to say, but that's real life shit. We have kids, like, they're going to be 18 one day. And maybe want to go to college, or we might be walking them to the goddamn military or some shit. They might be going to the airport to get deployed in the military or some shit. Like, it's a lot of different shit. Fuck the 16th birthday, graduation, high school graduation. Like, it's a lot. Everything matters. There's so many different things. Fuck. Graduation from elementary school. Do they still do that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what they're doing now with pandemic, but they did.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff like that. So it's not just about me and us as individuals in a relationship. It's the whole.
It's like the whole family dynamic. It's the whole dynamic. What comes with your relationship too, and the kids, of course.
But as you know, I'm very considerate, which I am being with her.
I'm very considerate too, so.
Forgiving, patient, all of that good stuff, but I'm not even thinking all of that right now. I'm just taking it one day at a time, and obviously we're not working on a relationship anymore, or in a relationship anymore, or anything like that. And I think I'm coming to peace with that. And the coming to peace part is I sacrifice, I sacrificed time. I sacrificed friendships, or I'm not even say friendships, potential connections that I could have had with other people, like just deleting people's numbers or not talking to people. Not hanging out, not kicking it, not doing shit that I used to do. I sacrificed a lot of that for us to have a potential relationship, and now that that's not the case, I feel like one day at a time I'm trying to learn how, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna deal with that. Am I gonna try to backtrack and go try to reach back and get the things that I sacrificed? No, I don't plan on doing that. Like, I thought about that at first, but I was like, that's whack. I was like now I'm biking. I'm spend my time doing that. I say that a lot, but I really do be biking. Like, I should be biking when I leave here, type shit, downtown. Biking, just being in the house, just shit. Like I told you, playing video games, watching movies, reading books. You gonna read that and stuff. You know what? Me, just cause I didn't finish the book, don't mean nothing. You reading that book, you might tell me something that I missed, or you might find me in there. You might, one of the things you read, you might be like, oh yeah, I read this paragraph and it reminds me of you, whatever, and that might help me, cause I didn't get to it, or maybe I overread it or didn't read into it enough. So I'm looking forward to your insight on the book, actually. I'm interested to hear you identify yourself in the book, and identify Chris, or just everybody. It's a lot of different things in there. It's a lot of different stories in there too, to support some of the roles that they talk about. So
I'm curious to see how it's gonna go. I feel like I'm starting to come into I feel like I can be seductive and alluring and sexy. It's now I'm kind of coming into that, using it, being more intentional with it, because it's so I feel like some of it just comes natural, but knowing when, the mechanics, or being able to maneuver it skillfully, just makes it
it talks about that in the book too, for sure.
And the best thing is, I'm just really trying to get to know myself, really know myself.
I just wonder how you do that.
Well, it takes digging deep.
What is digging deep? That's what I be wanting.
Just really answering questions. For example, a lot of times you ask people what are your hobbies? Can you name some?
Of my hobbies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like taking pictures and creating content. I like creating pictures, videos. I like creating music. I like creating visual stuff. I like that. I like doing that. I like talking. For sure. I like talking. Like taking pictures and videos. What else do I like doing? I do I like being physically active. I guess you could say exercising, to be general. I like exercising for sure. I like bumming too. I like sleeping, just laying up. I like.
That's called bumming?
I just call it bumming because for a guy to be like a fit guy or real active and all of this, and then to also, I don't know, I just call it bumming just because I just feel like a bum when I do that sometimes. But it feels good. Like I be feeling good. Then when I get up, I'll be like, damn, I just wasted fucking 10, 12 fucking hours of doing nothing.
But that was like, I could just consider that self-care. Like, sometimes it's okay not to do nothing. I mean, like, you know, just do things at leisure.
Yeah. Watching TV isn't one of my hobbies. I like doing it, but it's not like a hobby of mine. Some people really like watching shows and TV and stuff like that's their thing. That is their thing. I enjoy it for sure.
So what are some things that make you happy?
Happy? I think eating makes me happy. I think providing satisfaction makes me happy. Even though those moments, some of those moments are like only 20 minutes long or whatever, or longer. Even when it's small, just providing satisfaction or receiving satisfaction is kind of happy too, but I don't know. I don't always feel like I receive satisfaction because the person wanted to satisfy me. I just be feeling like I'd be satisfied just as a part of just sex in general. Like I could have sex and come and stuff, but not because like they was doing something to really make me come or they wanted to. Like maybe that was just me doing what I was supposed to be doing and I came or whatever. But then there's a difference. Like you could tell when somebody doing something on purpose, intentionally, like looking at you, like talking to you, all of that stuff. I think that's probably why it could be a part of why some women like you or some people like you like talking and sex and want people to talk more because it makes it more it makes it what you're doing. Yeah, yes, having sex is direct, intercourse is direct, but when somebody's grabbing you and talking directly to you and saying things to you that indicate like this is what's happening, like it just feels very direct and personal, even more personal than just physical sex, you know.
Yeah.
It feels like they touching your mind at that point.
Yeah.
Like mind fucking.
Yes. That's, yeah. Ain't nothing like a mind and body fuck.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
So, I mean, you know, this is the part, I feel like questions like these are how you get to know yourself. Some people, when you ask them, what are your hobbies? They can't answer that right off, or they need time to think about it because they never thought about it before. I feel like that's how you get to know yourself, and you start asking yourself questions. Like, for example, one question that I'm trying to answer right now in my life is like, where do I want to go? Like, where do I want to go? What's the move? What's the ultimate move? I mean, and even if it's not the ultimate move, where do I want to see myself in the next year? What does that look like? What does success look like for me? Not whatever, you know, like people around me or socially. Like, what does that look like to me? And how and when I figure that out, you know, it's like, okay, now how do I get there? You know, it's these things, these questions, and
that's important too. That's definitely the manifestation process. Thinking it, saying, I don't know, I forget what it was. Oh no, yeah, think it, figure out how you're gonna do it, and then do it. I think that's what it is. I mean, I didn't look that up. I said that on my Snap one day. I was just like I was saying how I invested in my music stuff, and I was like, I identified what I wanted to do. I figured out how I was gonna do it, how I did it was save up $200 or put away $200 a week, buy something with that $200 going towards my music, and now I have like everything, and now I'll be recording and shit. But yeah, like, and if you fuck up in any of those steps, then it's a wrap. If you think about something but don't figure out how to do it, you just try to associate yourself with that topic or whatever, like that's cool, but you gotta figure out how it's like everything's within context. Like you gotta figure out how you're going to accomplish that or how you're going to do it. But the most important part is just doing it. And a lot of stuff gets in the way of the do it part. Like, people will be like, oh, I would do it. I just need this, or I need that, or if only I had this, then I would be able to do this or do that. Like, but not a lot of people just do it no matter what they have or no matter whatever. They just, and that's where the figure out part comes into play. You don't, if you are still saying, if it's time for you to do it and you're still saying, I need this, I need that, then you didn't figure out how you want to do it. You skipped that whole part and just was like, oh, I guess I can't do it or whatever. Like, it's ways around it though. It's ways around maneuvering things that you don't have already that you can work up to having, or some, you could be smart. Bro, it's 2020. There's so many different ways to accomplish things and do things and get places and whatever, like, and get what you want. Like, you may not need certain things at all that are predominant or that are commonly used to get something. You could make something of your own. I'm done. Basically, what you're saying is really important. Yes, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so, with me getting older, I have to think about these things to manifest where I'm trying to be. I don't want to keep, because at this point, I feel like in my early 20s, like my, teenage years rolling into my early 20s, there's some of the things I really didn't think about. Just living life and trying to survive through life. And, I think that's what's really getting me now, because I've been in survival mode so much, I haven't considered these things. And I've been doing things because I feel like they're the right things to do. But what I'm learning is that, yeah, things can be the right things to do, but it might not add to your journey. You might be wasting time because it's not for you. And I want to, I don't want to be a slave to this shit. Like, I want to do something I'm passionate in doing. You know what I'm saying? And I want to build a legacy. I want to build generational wealth. And I can't do that by doing what everybody else does. So, especially, starting so below the bar of, white people. So it's just like, just being black. And so now I'm just like, maybe I'm like going through this life crisis now, because now I'm understanding that every decision is vital. What I choose to do with my time is vital. Who I choose to connect with is vital at this point, of where my ultimate goal of like the whole, building wealth and stuff like that. Now I just need to figure out, what does that look like for me? So then when I see it, I know I can identify, like I can know I'm on the right direction. And I'm not there. And then, also addressing, my trauma and like things that's happened to me that I haven't spoke of, things that's kind of like, at this point, I feel like it's eating at me at this point, and it can't be ignored because it's going to kill me in a sense. So it's just like that too. So all this is coming. And then, last year I experienced, I became more spiritual. And I disassociated myself with things that I've always stood on. And that's kind of hard. Like when you've always done something or thought or believed a certain way, and then you just don't. It's like part of you wants to hold on to that because it's what you always know. But now where you're at a point where you see things for what they are, it's like you can't even go back. And now it's like you got to reprogram yourself because you're used to living this type of life, and you disassociated with it now. And so it's just a lot. At least for me, I feel overwhelmed by it.
You feel like you're still in a reprogramming process?
Yes.
That's an important phase.
Yeah.
I can see why you're so like crucial, or not crucial, so critical about right now, and like just everything, like going out, leaving the house, just like everything, like, cause it's critical. What you do is real critical. Who you run into when you're out, who you speaking with. Like, that's why you're like, why is this man talking to me? He has to stop. It's gonna overwhelm me. He's feeding me things I don't need. Talk about opera and shit. I don't need Prince right now. I need Bill Gates. Where's Nelson Mandela?
Well, no, for real though, like, no. But, you know, I just, when you understand the importance of trying to reach a goal that is beyond the average person in this sense, like, a lot of times people say they want to be a millionaire, they want money, blah, blah, blah. But in the same breath, there's a lot of people that want stuff that they're not willing to work for. And when you want to work towards something, it takes determination, it takes discipline, and it takes vision. And a lot of people just rather not. I mean, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But that's not for me. And I can't function that way. I can't. Like, this apartment is a blessing. I'm very thankful, but this ain't it for me. I want more, you know? Yeah, I want to be able to have a house and, you know, have a garden, but I also want, you know, a lot of life experiences, and I want to travel and meet different people and just grow as a person as far as and being more well-rounded, and being able to connect with people. But I want to do that freely and wholeheartedly, you know, like just me. I don't want to carry or, you know, always carry certain things with me. And I feel like that this past year, you know, last year, I experienced things that was life-changing to the point where I second-guessed doing certain things or being around certain people or being in certain situations all the time and being triggered by certain things and it's just like it changed the whole mood and dynamic of the present, you know, and, you know, things that I guess it's just, and I should just, you know, accept it. And once again, I'm just like talking through this at this point, but because I'm still in it. But it's like, what I'm trying to say, it's basically just like letting go, accepting certain things. But I just want to be able to be the person I was, and maybe I can't be that person. Like, I used to not worry about certain things and not be so much in fear because I know what people are capable of doing in this world. You know, it's true. Ignorance is bliss. Like, it really is. And I kind of miss doing certain things and not second guessing it, not being scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, that bothers me. Like, I don't want to feel that way. I don't. No, at all.
I'm not a therapist.
Did you feel like you was a therapist in this moment?
No. When you told me that, I tried to draw a conclusion, and I was like, Paulie, you're not a therapist. Don't draw conclusions on stuff you know.
That's why I'm going.
About.
But that's why I'm going to therapy. That's like, I need professional help because this is beyond the scope of the average person, you know. So it's like, and I'm doing things that I know I should be doing, you know. But it's kind of like, I can't help how I feel. And I'm tired of trying to mask it all the time. Like, I've been really good at masking my whole entire life. And it's catching up with me because, you know, while people on the outside is thinking that I'm okay, I'm not really okay, you know. And I don't want to continue to not be okay, you know. I mean, I understand there's going to be times, and I'm okay with that. But when it's prolonged as much as it has been for me, I need to address that. I really do. Because I can't keep living like this. I can't. Because if I do, I know that something bad is going to happen. Like, something unfortunate, should I say, is going to happen. Whether that's a psych break, you know, being hospitalized and, you know, it being diagnosed with schizophrenia. I mean, I'm still in awe. I don't know if I told you this, but like a couple years ago, my cousin lost his fucking mind and tried to kill his baby mom. I mean, not even his baby mom, his wife. Okay. And to the point he slit her neck with a knife, all this shit. Keep in mind, I've known him obviously my whole entire life. He's older than me. He's always been soft. He's always been gentle. He's never been an aggressive person. And something happened where he snapped. Now, prior to this, I visited him like maybe a year or two before this, and he had lost his mind. He had lost it. Like, he was literally sitting on the floor, concrete floor, in the projects. He's tall. I mean, Brandon's like 6'3", 6'4", or yeah, he might be 6'2", 6'3". Wear size 15 shoe, big dude, you know what I'm saying? Sitting on the floor, rocking back for not saying shit. But I've known him, the person, be always happy, joking, blah, blah, blah. To see a person, you know, like not there, you know, like what's going on. I just got to be honest with myself that mental health is an issue in my family. And just because, you know, at this point we know in 2020, just because you have mental health issues doesn't mean you can't be successful or you're incapable of doing things. But, you know.
I just noticed your garlic thing. I mean, I know it's not garlic, but that's... More people should do that.
Yeah, and it helps with the smell too. Like, pretty much. Like, instead of having like the ashtray smell, like of just roaches, you know.
Yeah. I like that you're talking. I love that you're talking.
Really?
Yeah, I don't need to be a therapist. I don't even need to say anything or conclude anything. Just the fact that you feel comfortable enough to talk. That's a big deal. So I like it. You're making pretty good points, and the fact that it's coming out and you're hearing it through your own ears. I mean, it's you saying it, but you're hearing it through your own ears. I think that's good. You're allowing yourself to process it more. I mean, some people need to hear the same things, whether it's from themselves or somebody else, like a handful of times before it really like is solid in them, and maybe they start applying that stuff. But what you're saying is all good points, and you're acknowledging a lot, and you're thinking outside the box. You're not just thinking about yourself, thinking about your family history. You're considering traumatic experiences that have happened with you and involving other people. You're not just you're not just like, oh, I messed up and stuff. Like, you're considering every factor. Like, there's things that have happened to you that aren't your fault. There's things that there's a life that you've been living that you're kind of going away from, and you're trying to reprogram. You're talking about your family history and how you just need to be like ultimately aware and conscious of that, and just give more attention to mental topics and stuff like that, and things that have happened to you because of the mental family history that you have. I mean, that's everything. That's a lot. That's a lot of different variables that you're just like thumbtacking on the wall, really, by like saying it all at once. Like, so that's a big deal. So I understand a little bit more what you're doing here at home and the stuff you're thinking about and all of that. Like, that is critical. And I know I've been talking about bicycling and getting boyfriends and stuff like that and all of that, but I feel like having a boyfriend would interrupt your focus on bringing these things. I mean, it could interrupt. I'm not going to say it would. It could interrupt. You know, obviously if you had a boyfriend or somebody around like me, who would want to listen and who would want to give insight and add stuff. And not necessarily to dictate what's going on with you or just basically not like I'm not trying to sit here and change your direction. I'm just giving insight. I'm giving neutral insight. You know, helping you acknowledge things that you're already acknowledging, helping give validation or confirmation to things that
This
you're
is basically
thinking,
support.
whatever. Yeah, like, but not all people are like that. Not all boyfriends would be like that. You feel
Right.
me? Some people might come in here and try to tell you like, oh girl, you don't need to do this or now if you just do this and all, they might just literally not like, oh, you should do this activity or you should smoke or you should, that's something might help. They might really be like, girl, I had a cousin who was doing that. All
that's what I'm saying. And they don't intentionally mean to do that. You know what I'm saying? When people do stuff like that, I understand that it's not like intentional, like, oh, they're trying to purposely, like, they think they mean good by these things. You know what I'm saying? And it just, you got to be the individual to know if it is good for you and it's not good for you.
Yeah, so I like that you're talking. I appreciate that. It makes me feel good that you are able to tell me that stuff. And you always have been, but I just can't ever get over that I have that privilege with you. So it's just a great feeling. That's it.
Oh, that's so sweet, Paulie. But yeah, so it's like really an overload. So when people ask me ask me questions, it's so much going on in my head right now. Like, there's so much going in my head, and I just I sit here. I sit here, I smoke. I may listen to some, music. And I've been meditating. When I say meditating, I've been really just, tapping in with myself and taking the time to reaffirm what I want. And, changing, and once again, the programming. That's the biggest key for me because, although people look on the outside, from the outside looking in, and they're like, oh, Tish, she went to school, it's she's, persevered, she's she's good, I've literally beat myself up over the years, despite the accomplishments, and no one knows that because they're not me, So it's I know myself. I live with myself day in, day out. I'm here. I've been, really living by myself for a very long time. And the things I've said to myself, and repeating in my head based off of, my childhood, which I wasn't really close with my mom, and she treating me very bad, and telling me very hurtful things on a regular basis, and just as a kid, now I understand as an adult, that's so crucial. When kids are growing up and their interaction with their parents and their involvement, their environmental influences is crucial. But most importantly, at home is that's the start. You know what I'm saying? And just understand as an adult and why I am the way I am. It's just a lot. It really is. It's just really a lot. And, I've adopted thinking that I'm not good enough. And I feel because of that, I've manifested individuals in my life because I didn't set boundaries to prevent meeting some of these people. I didn't have to meet some of these people. But obviously, at some point, I didn't realize my worth. And I didn't, and that's really, I feel it's connected to self-discovery. You can't love yourself or know your worth if you don't know yourself. It's really impossible.
I think a lot of people don't want to bother with the process of getting to know themselves.
Oh, I agree.
Really, just commonly, I think people identify themselves by just the people who they hang around and stuff like that. They hang around people who they're who they're comfortable with reflecting. Like, oh, she's cute or she's this or she's that. Oh, like I'm gonna just hang with her and like. So that's like I'm comfortable with hanging with her because that's how I feel about myself, or that's what I think I want to be. But if somebody based who they were just based off of themselves, like in a room like this with nobody else and nothing else going on, they probably wouldn't end up with those friends or reflect the same things. So yeah, and that goes to show how like perception, how you look at how you think of something or how you look at something, what variables you do take into account and what variables you don't, like all of that. All of that, like that has a major, that plays a major role in what outcome you get when you be like, oh, this is who I am. Yeah.
Yeah, so um yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, probably heard the saying like, oh, like your partner is a reflection of you, but I feel like the people that you have in your life is somewhat some type of reflection of you. What do you think?
I want to say yeah, but for us it would be. But not a lot of people consider all of that when they pick their friends or who they're involved with. Like you said, you probably shouldn't even met some of the guys or some of the people who you've crossed paths with and had interactions with, or had even maybe have had some traumatic things happen with. Like these are people who you weren't thinking like, oh, who's for me or who's not for me. You're just thinking like, oh, who's cool, or like Chris, you were just like clowning. You were just whatever. You were just having fun or just like messing around with the app and stuff, or just messing around with people. Like you see a guy who you feel like is a clown or a goof, and you're like, oh wow, let me get a laugh tonight, or
Right.
let me see what this story is about. Let me tell my friend this. I don't know. And then yeah, that stuff happens. So I do think that it's important to it is important to be right with yourself, or it's important to consider yourself first before you not just go and have friends and all stuff, but you gotta consider yourself with your everyday things, your day-to-day things that you do, how you spend your time, how you spend your money. You know what I'm saying? If if you got a thing for something, or if you got a bad, okay, just example, my son's mom. She has a bad habit of smoking weed. Not that smoking weed is bad, but her, as much money as she spends on smoking weed and stuff like that. First of all, smoking weed doesn't go well with her self-proclaimed goals of having a successful career, to where like her kids can maybe go to school for free, which would be like the military, or or just a job that has benefits, that benefits her whole family and not just her, like maybe health insurance or just different stuff like that. And she obviously wants a lot of money and stuff. Smoking weed can hinder you from, maybe not like forever, but like maybe smoking weed at this moment will pretty much contradict you saying, oh, I want to go and get this job, or I want to do this or do that. I mean, obviously you can't go get the job if you can't pass a drug test, or some of these jobs, if like in the Air Force, if you say, oh, I've smoked for this long, or I did this much, like they might not accept you. Obviously, different branches like the Marines and Navy and stuff like that, they'll accept you. You just, I think you just got to pass a drug test and sign a paper saying that like you won't do it while you're in the military and stuff. But yeah, so you just gotta be right with yourself, or you gotta be a responsible person. We're responsible for ourselves. We're adults. You gotta make decisions, which includes the people who you choose to hang out with, the decisions you choose to make, how you choose to spend your money, where you choose to live, who you choose to stick your dick in, who you choose to let them to stick your dick in you. Like, we're responsible for these decisions, so we have to be responsible. We have to be responsible, not just not just have your responsibilities, but actually be responsible and hold ourselves accountable when things go wrong or right. And I don't think a lot of people do that.
I don't think so either. And I mean, I failed at it. To be honest, I haven't always done it, but I want to do it now because I understand the importance of it and the long lasting effects that it can have. Because decisions have consequences. What you do have consequences, and some it's not too harsh of a consequence. Others, like having children, for example, is something that's just for the rest of your life. It's a forever thing, and so
Yeah, I can't believe I have two boys. I mean, my son, my Vale's like he's 3. Still can't believe that I have him. It's not going by quick either, which I like. I haven't grown up even now. Oh, it's gonna go by fast. Like it's going by slow right now, and I want to keep it that way.
period.
I want to, cause I like it, man. Like when I go home tonight, well, I'm done riding my bike and stuff. I definitely gonna do that. But in the morning, I'm gonna have them, pretty sure. And bro, like it never gets old. Never gets old seeing them. I mean, it never gets old yelling at him because he's fucking being too rough with Royal.
I'm sorry,
and
is that
shit.
too much?
Nah, I don't know why. I just
You was playing with it.
it's not bothering me. Yeah, I'm just playing with it. Yeah, it never gets old yelling at him for being too rough with Royal, and then I'm yelling at him and Royal's smiling like he's like fucking eight months, like, and he's fucking jumping around smiling because Avel's playing with him. And I'm yelling at Avel. It's just when all that's happening, it's just funny to me. It's just like wow, like I'll just be like Jesus Christ, like I don't know, I just like it, and it's just a lot of moments like that. There's moments when they're both crying, or both like they both want attention. I pick up Avel, Royal's crying, and I really do that obviously because Royal's the baby. But I pick up Royal and Avel just like he has a fit. If he has a phone, he'll throw his phone at the wall, and he'll like storm out the door and shut the door behind him and go in the corner and go like this and stuff. And then I'll just be like, Avel, what? Like what's wrong? He won't say nothing. I'll be like, is it this? Is it that? And he'll just sit there until I get it right or something. Sometimes, oh my god, when he talks, like he'll be like, dad, or he'll just say some words that he don't know how to say yet. And if you get it wrong, like if you repeat what he said to be like, oh, is this? If you get it wrong, he will get mad at you. He'll be like, he'll just walk away. But if you get it right, he'll be like, yeah, that. But yeah, like it just never gets out. Right? And those are my sons. Those are my boys. Like, like they're their own persons and they're different, but it's nice that they're kind of similar to me. And like they kind of look like me. And oh no, it's just great. I like having kids. I would love to have more in the right context for me. Because I'm a great dad.
You are a great dad.
And I feel like I allow my kids to be just good kids and stuff. Or not good kids, but just kids. Like, and then shit, now that Avel has a little brother, like, that's a new dynamic that they're gonna have. Like, they don't always have to have all of their time directed at me or their mom, or like fun isn't based off of how involved me and their mom is or what platform we're giving them to make fun. I mean, they have a whole another person that they could have fun and play with and stuff. And I can't wait for Roy to get a little older, because I mean they're already doing it now. But when Roy gets a little older, to where he can like run around or move around.
Yeah, because they're not that far from age in the bigger scheme of things. So yeah.
Yeah, so I can't wait for that. Like that's just gonna add to their childhood and stuff. So I mean, if I had 4 kids, that would be so cool. If I had 2 boys and 2 girls, oh my god, that'd be super fucking cool. That'd be super fucking cool. I mean, like 2 boys, 2 girls, like that's cool. I don't know a lot of people who have 2 boys and 2 girls, but that's pretty fucking cool. And there's households with obviously like 3 boys and 1 girl, and that's like not so cool. Like, I mean, it's cool for the boys, but for the girls, like, okay, I'm a tomboy, I guess. And, or then she gets older, and it's like, oh, I got 3 brothers, so, you know, I got 3 numbers I can call if I ever need somebody to beat somebody up or whatever. And
Oh, period.
it's not always a good thing, especially if your brothers are one fucking charge away from going to jail for life or some shit, but
Right.
already in the streets or whatever. But that's the dynamic. Then there's 3 girls, 1 boy. Obviously, that situation is good for the girls. For the boy, maybe he might walk in on his sisters getting plowed one day or something. Who knows? But I don't know how his life is gonna be as an adult. But maybe he has a way with girls because he grew up with girls. I don't know. But you see how these dynamics play like, their life out. Like it's important, or not. It
means something.
Yeah, it's important. It's a variable. So yeah, so the fact that I have 2 boys right now, can't believe it, but I like it a lot, and I would love to have more children. I would love the sex that goes along with it. I would love it if it was a circumstance that was stable and I had confidence in, where it's like I'm not scared to nut or have whatever my kids, because the fuck, I'm an adult and I have a whole nother smart adult who trusts me and who's going to help me with anything I need help with, and I'm going to help them with anything they need help with. So hell yeah, we could do this. What the fuck? There's nothing that we can't do. You know, I would love to feel that way.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Me too.
And it's really that simple.
It really is.
There's a lot that goes with it, but it's that simple though.
Mm-hmm. These are facts.
Anyhow, I'm gonna leave you with that. I like talking to you. I want to live here or spend a night and stuff.
You want to spend a night? Just let me know, man.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just need to ride a bike before I go
it's
to
so
sleep.
warm.
I'm warm?
Yeah, it feels
Come
good.
on now. You exaggerating.
No, it feels so good. Maybe because I haven't really been close to a body.
Yeah, maybe something like that, because I'm just chilling.
Oh,
You got to lock the door?
Yeah, I'm like, I got it.
What, did your knee go out?
No, it just took me off guard that you just picked me up.
No, I mean, you was getting up. You needed help.
Oh, man. Yeah, come back. I'll be off work right until next month. If I can help it.
I ain't reading nothing. I got my glasses on my face.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's your key. Okay.
I like talking to you. But I don't want to keep doing this late, though, because, like...
Yeah, it doesn't have to be late. That's why I try to call. I say call me when you wake up.
I know. I'm off tomorrow. I think I'm off from the phone tomorrow. But yeah, I would love to do it during the day so that I can fall asleep and feel comfortable, like, oh, I just took a nap, and not like, oh, like, tonight, let's say I fell asleep just now, like,
think it's because I'm used to it's called some chocolate.